Very good morning to all. In this lecture, EC8691 microprocessor and microcontroller, the unit microcontroller 8051 assembly language programming. First of all, we are going to discuss about the what is the programming language of microcontroller. In this session, we discuss the different addressing language program of 8051 in the numbering system and arithmetic operations, logical functions, and the assembly directives functions are needed. So, first of all, what is a programming languages? The programming in the sense of microcontroller means writing a sequence of instructions that are executed by the processor in a particular order to perform a predefined task. Programming also involves debugging and troubleshooting of instruction and instruction sequence to make sure that the desired task is performed. Like any languages, programming languages have certain word grammars and rules. There are three types of levels of programming languages of 8051 microcontroller. These levels are based on how closely the statement in the language resemble the operation or task performed by the microcontroller. The three levels of programming languages, that is a machine language, assembly language, and high level languages. Now we see the assembly languages. The next level of programming language is the assembly language. Since the machine language or code involves all the instruction in ones and zeros, it is very difficult for humans to program using it. In the assembly languages is a pseudo English representation of machine languages. The 8051 microcontroller assembly language is a combination of English like a word called a mnemonics and hexadecimal code. It is also a lower level languages and required extensive understanding of the architecture of the microcontroller. Now we see the assembly language program of 8051. The number represented for different bases. The following is an example showing the decimal number 46 represented in the different number basics. That is a 46D is a 46 decimal. 2EH is a 2EH is a 46 decimal represented as a extra decimal. Now the 56O is a 46 decimal representation of octal number, and the 10110B is a 46 decimal representation of binary numbers. Note a number digit must be used in the first character of extra decimal number. For example, the extra decimal A5H is a illegally represented and should be represented as a OA5H. That is whenever the data starting the word is a character, to put the zero value in the first one of the data. Next one, the operation of the assembly language program, the arithmetic operations like operators or and there is a addition, there is a plus addition of operation. Next one is subtraction, there is a minus symbol, and multiplication, there is a multiply symbol, and division module is a MOD as in the remainder following the division. And also the logical operations are the AND logic, there is a AND, OR logic is a OR, and the XOR logic is a X exclusive or conditions, NOT logic is a NOT, NOT. And then relational operations, the result of relational operations is either true, that is represented by minus 1, or false, represented by 0. The relational operations are equal to EQ, that is not equal to NQ, greater than GT, that is the greater than or equal to GE, greater than or equal to, there is a less than LT, less than or equal to LE. So note the equate symbol and equal to symbol have the same meaning. Now we see the assembly language program executions. This is a structure of execution in the assembly language program of 8051. The editor writes the assembly language program in different instruction set and addressing mode used to write the program. In the source code to move to the assembler, there is an assembler to directive the pre-fetched special function instructions, and the object code is to data segment and code segment in the file. The linker to save or copy the files in the library, that is a RAM and ROM memory spaces. And finally the execution code will execute to temporarily store the accumulator, and finally to complete the execution file to move to the input and output, that is a output is a peripheral interfaces devices to move to the execution output. Next one is assembler directives. The assembler directive are special instruction to assembler program to define some specific operations, but these directives are not part of the executable program. Some of the most frequently assembler directives are listed, that is a originate, equate, define a byte, define a word, define bit, end program. So thank you for watching this video.